Hello.
Hi.
This is Melissa.
And this is Kat.
Wow, that was nasally. Give me a minute.
Take two.
This is Melissa.
And this is Kat.
Can you get your son?
Yeah, what is he doing? I hate that noise.
Playing with wires.
Hey, out. Come on.
I don't know what's happening. I work 6 days a week. Anything new with you?
I still want to jump off a cliff every time I have to answer a phone at work. But yeah, no, the usual.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Good.
Thriving.
Great. I'm glad we are both
Doing well.
doing well. Great news.
Mm-hmm.
Our 3-year anniversary will be our next episode.
Yay!
I can't believe we've been doing this for 3 fucking years.
Kind
Holy
of crazy.
shit.
It's really crazy.
I literally don't ever want to listen to our first episodes. I'm sure they're so bad.
So sorry, guys.
Not that this is better, but I don't even want to know what that sounded like.
Yeah, probably not very good. Remember we used to sit on your floor?
Yeah, remember we had one microphone?
Oh my God, we did have one microphone.
Remember when we started a podcast and then like the Great Quar happened and but we definitely started this before that though. Like
Not
we
too much before.
We didn't
though.
start this because of the pandemic. Like we had this idea and then the pandemic happened and then like everybody wanted to make a podcast.
Yeah.
But like we were innovators.
Yeah. We're
We
trailblazers.
started COVID-19.
I don't want to say that. Although I was very sick in Disneyland in January of 2020.
I was really sick in January. I'm pretty sure we both probably had COVID.
I spread it to the West Coast.
Yeah, you brought it over here.
And then I haven't had it since. So I still don't know if
China. Oh my God, remember when Donald Trump was our president?
No,
Bro,
I don't
what
wanna
the
think
fuck
about
is
it.
happening?
I don't want to think about it. Respectfully.
Yeah, great. Let's move on.
Yeah, I wish we would.
Tragical.
So this time,
We're here to tell you
why
why.
did I start doing it like that?
I don't know.
Why did I start stewing it like
I
I have had a beer.
A singular beer.
Look, I don't
She's
drink.
tipsy.
I don't drink anymore. I might be fucking wasted.
Fucked up.
I'm pretty fucking fucked up right now.
Just really tie. I had a weird early shift today.
That is like you are tired and I am drunk. Like if I could describe us,
Yeah.
I am wasted.
Yes.
If I could describe us both in one word, except for I don't get to party anymore, guys. I
Yeah.
might not. This job might not work out. I can't go out anymore, and that's all I care about. Really, money's not that important to me. Going out and
See, my issue is that it takes me an hour
not
and a
finishing
half
sentences.
to 2 hours to drive to the frickin' parks now, and that's my only thing that makes me
I
happy.
truly will never move back to Orlando as long as I live.
Yeah, well, not same.
We'll get another recorder. We can do this over soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so this time,
We're here to tell you why
Newsies.
it's tragical.
Look at me. I'm the king of New York. Okay, I'm not going to say anymore, I promise.
No, she has been singing that song for the past like 4 days, y'all.
I think the best part, though, is that's the only part I know. I don't think I know a single other line.
Oh, okay.
Like, I love this musical, but I don't like know it. Like, I don't know like every word, like Hunchback of Notre Dame or
Yeah.
something. I can't like belt out the whole song.
I don't think I've ever actually like paid attention to the movie. Like I've seen it multiple times, but
Did
I don't
you
think
love
I've
it?
ever like, yeah, no, I do like it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just not, I don't know. Like it's not like something that holds my attention usually. So like,
I would watch this in when I worked at Disney in the daycares. I'd be like, what do you kids want to watch? Newsies? Okay, great. Putting it on.
holds the 3-year-olds at gunpoint. We're watching Christian
We're
Bale.
watching Newsies, you fucking...
We're watching Batman sing. Everybody
Well,
shut up.
To be fair, nobody was ever really watching the movie except for me. Like kids were like
That's fair.
throwing on princess dresses and
Mhm.
coloring and
Mhm.
playing Mario Kart or whatever. So I was really the only one watching it. Anyway, I got some fun facts for you.
I'm very excited for a history lesson.
Yeah, I did. Do you want the history lesson or the fun facts first?
Let's do the history lesson first.
Okay, great. So let's talk today about the actual newsboys strike of 1899. First of all, there were newsgirls.
There were?
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't like half and half or anything, but there were definitely like little girl Newsies.
Yeah, because we brought that up while we were watching it. Melissa was like, why are there no girls? And I was like, there probably weren't. But apparently there were.
News girls.
Okay.
So obviously Pulitzer and Hearst were the newspaper owners. Pulitzer is the New York World. Hearst is the New York Journal. So the actual real strike was it wasn't because of the price of the papers. They bought the papers at the beginning of the day. Like that part's accurate. Mm-hmm. So what they implemented was buying the extra papers back so that the kids weren't like eating newspapers, as they say in the movie. So if they had like 20 papers left at the end of the day, they couldn't sell them because the headlines sucked. Mm-hmm. They had to buy them back from the kids. Oh. So that's like kind of what happened with the real strike. Not like the price of the papers went up 10 cents or whatever. So the Newsboys went on. I got this all from Wikipedia, by the way. I will link it on the websites. The websites, we have two. It's tragicalpodcast.com and then http:// I'm just kidding. Anyway, that wasn't funny. So I'm not going to finish the joke.
Okay, great.
So the strike lasted 2 weeks and it basically caused the New York World circulation to decrease from 360,000 papers sold per day to 125,000. So that's like fucking
pretty
a
significant.
Lot. Yeah, like they were losing dumb fucking money. And what else did I learn? So actually the leader of the strike was actually a kid named Kid Blink, which is one of the characters in Newsies, but he's not Jack Kelly, cowboy, which is better if you ask me than Kid Blink. Kid Blink is stupid. Kid Blink also went by Red Blink, Muggsy McGee, and Blaine I'm wasted, and Blind Diamond.
Those are some strange aliases.
Yeah, so he basically was the one who was doing all like the speeches and the rallies and everything.
How old was he?
18.
Okay.
Yeah. So like not even really a kid. I guess that's a kid. Yeah.
I mean, but also you have to think about like even back then, like to like rally that many people.
Yeah. So he was actually accused of betraying the strike and accepting a bribe to sell boycotted papers, just like what happened in the movie. Mm-hmm. Except for like he really did that. He didn't have like a come to moment where he was like, no, I
did it for my friend.
Yeah.
He just actually accepted a bribe. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep. So that sucks. Okay. So Dave is based off a real character, also named David Simmons. And he was the first president of the Newsboy Union. Respectfully, I'm going to airdrop this to you. Look at it. He kind of looks like Dave. It's so creepy.
Like the actor that they got? Oh my God. Yeah. What?
Should we post a picture of him let's do a side by side on the gram. Isn't
that wild?
Crazy? Like they kind of look alike. So anyway, David Simmons, he was the first president of the Newsboys Union. He helped with the strike or whatever. He was basically he took over once what's his face was Kid Blink was accused of betrayal because he did seemingly. Yeah. Racetrack is based off an actual character named Ed Racetrack Higgins. He was the vice president, was the leader of the Brooklyn Union. So that's who Spot Conlon is based off of. I think that's in my fun facts though. But yeah, isn't that interesting?
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, they didn't actually raise the prices. The boys were just like, can you please buy these extra papers back at the end of the day that we didn't sell because your headlines suck, so we don't have to eat them. I don't think anyone was actually eating them.
No, okay, great. It's like a sunk cost, essentially.
Yeah, like they bought 50 papers and they sold 40, and it's like, okay, I have 10 papers. Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do with these? Yeah. So the paper had to buy them back.
I think that's fair.
Okay, so now I'll do the fun facts.
Okay, I'm ready.
While Jack Kelly, Christian Bale, Christian Bale, Batman, is singing Santa Fe, there's a part where he's riding a horse, which Kat and I were like, the fuck did he just get on a horse for? But the part when his arms are thrown out and he is bent back, he's actually riding on the shoulders of a stunt master, not an actual horse.
Shab, that is so funny.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, just what?
Like Kenny Ortega is just yeah, can you carry Christian Bale around set, please?
Well, my question was in that part in the actual musical, do they just bring a real horse out on stage?
Yeah, but he didn't actually gallop around on the horse on set.
That's
you get what I'm
really
saying?
Funny, yeah.
Isn't that fucking hilarious?
That is real. Now I want to like watch that part just to see him not riding a horse.
So most of the Newsies depicted in the film are based on real people from the strike, such as Spot Conlon, Racetrack Higgins, Kid Blink. Jack Kelly, however, is a fabrication. He was technically Kid Blink, even though Kid Blink in this movie is like a side character.
Yeah, barely in it.
Yeah, because Kid Blink, honestly, is not really a great name. I'm glad they didn't go with that. Though Jack Kelly may have been based off the real Kid Blink, who was accused of being bribed by Pulitzer to end the strike. David is most probably based off of Morris Cohen, who was the other leader of the strike. But there was the very first president of the strike, of the Newsboys Union, was actually named David.
He's probably like a mixture of the two.
I think he's kind of a mixture of the two.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so the other leader of the strike was Morris Cohen, but David... What was his name?
Simmons.
David Simmons took over for Kid Blink. Also, imagine you're just like in a boy gang and like there's Kid Blink, Muggsy McGee or whatever, and you're like, I'm David Cohen or Morris Cohen.
Get a better name,
David
bro.
Simmons or whatever.
Yeah, I would be like, someone give me a nickname.
Yeah.
What were our nicknames from?
Bestie, who knows?
From any of our other episodes where we came up with nicknames.
I have no
what
idea.
would be your Newsies nickname?
I don't even know. So at the end of every week, the actors portraying the Newsies took it upon themselves to torment Kenny Ortega. Thank God somebody did. They would do things like squirt him with water guns, put buckets of water over doors. They would fill his dressing room with the fake newspapers. So they basically just tormented Kenny Ortega.
As they should.
The song King of New York was written as an afterthought by Alan Menken and Jack Feldman.
My king.
And became their favorite song of the movie. It's my favorite song too.
Yeah, it's the only one you know.
Look at me. I'm the king of New York.
I just love anything that Alan Menken does. So, I mean,
it's just the best.
I think we know that by now.
So this is interesting. In the Carrying the Banner number, a lady interrupts the song looking for her son, Patrick. It is never stated, but more than likely she is looking for Spot Conlon. He was born Sean Patrick.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I was literally thinking that like it was such a random moment in that movie that they never go back to.
And those are all the fun facts that I have. I will link the fun facts and the Wikipedia page for the strike on our website, which is linked in the show notes.
Woo!
It's on both of our websites.
Yeah, whatever the other one is, it's there too.
Anyway, Kat, it's $18.99 in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me. I'm the king of New York. There's Newsies. Newsy boy. I keep want to call them Newsy boys, but I think just Newsies is probably acceptable.
Or they're also Newsboys, was what they were called too.
Papers are a penny each. That's crazy.
Yeah, right?
Like, what the fuck, penny?
Aren't they not that expensive now? Like, aren't they like 25 cents if you even get it out of the little thing?
Do people buy newspapers still?
When I worked at the hotel, we stopped giving them out after COVID, and then we just never got them back. But we used to have them set up like in the back office,
and we would have people look online now.
Yeah, no, we would still get people all the time, even afterwards, asking for newspapers.
Get a fucking computer.
Yeah.
Get a phone.
I think people just like, it's like people with like books.
Get Facebook.
Like people like holding physical books. You know what I mean? Like I think people just like holding the paper.
Opening a newspaper is the most obnoxious thing on earth. I remember we used to go to our grandma's house on Sundays and we would read the funnies.
Comics. Yeah.
And like, bro, that shit is fucking annoying. And then you get like ink all over your hands.
Over you.
And the paper makes like the worst noise.
I don't like the feel of it.
I'm anti-newspaper. I've just decided.
Yeah.
I'm taking a side.
The feel of it makes me uncomfy. Like
it's
the consistency
terrible.
of that paper.
It's terrible.
It's a lot for me.
We don't need that. It's not $18.99. We don't need that. Anyway, all the boys are sleeping either on the street right outside the newspaper HQ or whatever, or they sleep in a lodging home. Guess it depends on how much money you made that day, whether you're in the lodging home or you're out on the streets.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's literally like essentially like an orphanage kind of where all these boys sleep.
Like a boarding house.
Yeah, it's wild.
An inn, if you will. It's not an inn. It's not an inn.
No, it's definitely not an inn. It's just a bunch of teenage boys.
There's like 2 boys to some of the beds.
Yeah,
and
3 boys
like
to some of
14,
them.
15.
They're
like,
cuddling.
They're like older. I feel so bad for them. I remember like when I was in college, I had like the twin extra long in my dorm. You know what I'm saying? And whenever like me and my drunk ass friends would like sleep in it, it was the worst. Like we were literally, I had to cuddle that person.
Yeah.
I was forced to cuddle people.
I think I'd rather make them sleep on the floor. I wouldn't sleep on the floor in my
you
own
should
dorm.
have felt the floor in there. Oh, no. I would
I
never.
slept at your dorm before.
Did we cuddle or did you sleep
I don't
on the
remember,
floor?
actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember.
I probably made you sleep on the floor.
You probably
I don't really like
did
you
make
that
me
much.
sleep
I don't
on the
really like you that much.
floor.
So all the kids have nicknames. You've heard a couple of them. Freaking Kid Blink and Cowboy.
Racetrack.
There's a lot of them.
Cowboy's the main one.
Yeah, Cowboy is Jack Kelly, a.k.a. Christian Bale, a.k.a. Batman, a.k.a. the King of My Heart. You heard my voice crack? I love him so much. So they have a little getting ready montage, getting ready for their day. They don't do much. They just get out of bed.
I just love all the like New York and Jersey accents.
I know. It's so cute.
It's so cute.
It's so like funny to us. Like, I don't know why.
It's just like, it's so crazy to think about when people have accents, because I feel like in Florida we don't.
Yeah. Like that New England or like.
I feel like we just, don't have an accent.
New York accents.
New York.
Joy. I feel like we think.
Yeah, New York is, I feel like I can definitely tell the difference between New York and New Jersey. There's a huge difference, I think.
I think people think that Jersey accents are like the people from Jersey Shore, but the people on that show were all from New York.
Yeah, they were all from New York.
None of them were from Jersey.
No.
Were any of them actually from Jersey?
No, I'm pretty sure they were all from parts of New York.
I can't be for 100% sure, but I do love that show very much. Yeah, I think most of them are from New York. Anyway.
Now that we're nitpicking the Jersey Shore.
Anyway, yeah, they're like showering and.
Okay, but showering means that there's a barrel on the floor that one kid is using what is that? We go like that.
Pump.
A pump. Yeah, I was doing the motions, guys. There's a pump. And then they're like pumping the water onto the child that's in the bucket scrubbing themselves.
It's really classy living.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, they get ready and then they go outside and there's a wagon of nuns. And the nuns give them water and bread. It's nice of them.
Yeah, it is nice of them. They could have just not eaten.
They sing a little song at them.
Yeah.
God bless.
They're singing about how the headlines recently are fucking boring, and so no one's buying papers, and they literally say we need a war or an assassination.
Yeah.
We need some big headlines so we can make money. Like, can someone die or something, please?
They gotta sell papes. You know what I'm saying?
The papes, yeah. The papes.
There's like a giant board that people,
it's a giant chalkboard,
write the headlines on every day so the Newsies know what's good. Then we meet the Delancey brothers. They work for the newspaper.
Yeah.
And everybody hates them.
Yeah, the newsboys are literally straight roast them. They have a roast session in front of the newspaper for these two freaking teenage boys.
Yeah, and then they like push one of the boys down and Cowboy fights them, takes one of their hats, fights them. Fighting, before
beating
you start
the shit
your
out
day.
of each other before you work. Yeah, I think it's normal.
So they have to go to the window to buy their papers, their papes.
Their papes.
They basically buy like a bundle of papers and they cost however much. They buy like.
Yeah, it's like you give them like 25 cents and you get like 50 papers or something like that.
Sure, whatever. Anyway, I don't fucking know. I'm not going to try to do math here. Anyway, Mr. Weisel is the one who sells the papers to the kids through the window. They call him Weasel.
Yeah, they call him Weasel.
Which is pretty easy. Like, you can't expect your name to be Weisel and you sell papers to children and them not to call you Weasel.
I feel like it's a given.
Like, you knew that was going to happen, right?
Yeah, he had to have.
Yeah. So, Cowboy buys his papes and then a new guy, his name is Dave or David or Davey, gets called many a thing.
Yeah, I have his name as so many different things in my damn notes.
He buys 20 papes and there's only 19 and he tells Weasel that he miscounted and Weasel's like, I don't miscount. So of course Jack, being the boss ass bitch that he is, goes and counts the papers for Dave and he's like, Weasel, there's only 19 papers here. He gets his 20 papers and then Jack buys another 50 for him. Because he's so nice.
Yeah, now he's got to sell those, though.
Yeah, he's not nice, though. He just noticed that Dave has a little brother named Les, who is near 10. But Jack is like, no, you're going to tell the people you're 7.
Yeah, you look young. You're short, skinny.
Yeah, tell him you're 7. And how good's your cough? Can you fake a cough?
Yeah, he like makes him pretend to be sick so he'll sell more papers.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
I know. Jack is so sweet. He takes these 2 new Newsies under his wing.
Yeah, man.
And he's like, yeah, let me teach you how to sell papes.
Yeah, but then he wants a cut though for teaching them how to do it, which is fair.
Yeah.
But they didn't ask for the help.
They needed it though, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he would have sold the 20 on his own, respectfully.
Yeah. So Les and Jack and Dave all go out to sell their papes. Les is a natural actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's really great at faking the cough. He's telling everybody if they would please buy his last paper. And then he just goes and grabs another paper from Jack or Dave to sell.
Killing it. He's killing
really
it out
killing
there.
it. They're at a boxing match.
Yeah, it's like a
that's just
street.
seemingly in the middle of the street. Like, rules did not exist in 1899.
I don't understand.
7-year-olds are selling newspapers. There's just boxing matches happening in the fucking streets.
Like, do they just set up the ring in the middle? Is it always there?
I don't know.
Where is this? Because they're in the city, so
they're just
like
in them, just between 12th and 74th.
Okay.
I don't know if those streets, they probably don't intersect. I'm
going
to say they don't.
I'm going to assume that they do not. I know we've been there, but I don't remember that.
People in New York are like, bitch, what? I'm sure that 12 is like 64 streets before what? Math is hard. 70s. What did I say? 76?
I don't know.
I don't remember again. Anyway. Wait, so if those streets are numbered, what are the cross streets? Those ones probably have names. Great. Moving on.
I just know Macy's is on 34th Street. That's all I know.
Wow.
Thanks, Christmas.
Wow. You really know the Big Apple like the back of your hand.
Been there one time when I was 18.
Yeah. They're selling the papers at the fights. They're killing it. Dave is not a huge fan of lying about the headlines or faking a cough.
Jack is really good about embellishing the stories that are in the paper to sell more because the headlines right now suck ass.
He's not lying.
No, he's embellishing.
Embellishing a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like baby born with extra toe and he'll be like baby born with 7 heads.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing.
It's not lying. It's fibbing.
He just like misread.
We don't know that he's not illiterate.
Right. Right. Most of them were. So
Yeah.
They are selling their papes at the fight in the streets and they see a man. He is the warden of the children's jail. I don't know what you call that.
The refuge is what it's called.
But it's like a child jail.
Yeah, it's like not a jail though.
It's like a boys' home, but you can't leave and there's bars
like a
on the
halfway
window.
Home for teenage boys.
Troubled youths.
Yeah.
So the warden sees Jack Kelly and he's like, guys, we got to get out of here. And they start running.
Yeah, the guy that they see gets the cops on him, which they call the bulls.
He looks constipated. The warden?
Yeah.
He's looking very much like he has to poop.
Throughout the whole movie.
That's just his face.
Sucks.
So the boys run to Metta's place.
Which is a theater.
Yeah, she is a Swedish meadowlark. And I told Kat, I would like that title.
Yeah, how do we get that?
I think you have to be Swedish, first of all.
I don't think
you have
she
to
was
know how to
Swedish.
sing, and you have to sing vaudeville ditties.
It doesn't mean you have to do it well.
Yeah.
You can just do it.
Isn't that like Anne Margaret or some shit?
Is it?
I'm gonna look it
Is
up
it?
now.
She's like a sexy
Newsies.
can dancer.
She's a vaudeville actrice.
One time I got to be the can dancer at Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. I was very drunk and I had to tell a joke at the end of my can dancing, and respectfully I don't remember how I remembered the line. I had a lot of sangria.
It's Anne fucking Margaret.
Wow.
Anne Margaret.
Margaret.
I don't know how I knew that.
I don't know how you knew that
I couldn't
either.
tell you anything else she's in. I just like knew her face though.
What else is she in?
She's actually Swedish.
Oh, wow.
Bye Bye Birdie,
Mhm.
Tommy, Grumpy Old Men. Of course, she was in Law and Order one episode.
Oh, of course.
Anyway, so the boys hide in Meta's place. Jack is friends with Meta. I don't know how they're friends, but they're friends.
Yeah, they're BFFs, and she lets them hide out there and lets them watch her little show for free.
She also lets them have as much candy as they want, which Les, the little boy who's near 10, is very pumped about.
Near 10.
He is like, yes, I will have all the licorice. Thank you so much.
The grossest candy.
Imagine,
the
best candy of the day was licorice. Good fucking night. Have you had a peanut butter M&M?
Have you had licorice? That shit is nasty.
I love strawberry licorice.
Yeah, correct. But regular licorice is butt.
So yeah, they watch her little show. Dave is in love with Meta. I mean, he is like, he's about to.
Les.
I mean, she's super great.
That's the most woman he's ever seen as a near 10-year-old.
Yeah. They hide there for a while, and as they are leaving for the evening, hopefully they sold all their papes. I hope they did pretty good.
I don't think so, because they were still holding them when they left.
There's a fire, and Jack is like pumped. He's like, oh my God, a building caught on fire. That's great for headlines.
Yeah, he doesn't care if anyone's
people could be
safe
dying, Jack. Hello?
Okay, but like respectfully though, that's his livelihood, is making money off of things like that. So he's excited for it.
I guess. I hope everyone's okay.
We'll never know.
Great.
We didn't read the papes. But yeah, the building is on fire. There's a fire that was started by the trolley strike, which is on its 3rd week, which is why the headlines are so boring, because the headlines are only about this trolley strike, and it's been 3 weeks. So everyone's like, okay, great. There's still a trolley strike. That's exciting.
Jack goes to Dave and Les's house. Dave is like, do you like dinner? Because my mom makes it. And he's like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, they also have to divvy up their money too, you know.
Jack goes over to Dave and Les's house for dinner, and they divvy up their money. Apparently, Dave's dad hurt his arm in a factory accident, so he's out of work. So that's why Dave and Les are fucking selling papers.
Yeah, and his job doesn't have a union, so he can't
he's got no workers' comp.
Yeah.
He's just out of work. His arm is fucking, he probably got it caught in
I can't. Nope.
Gear or something.
Nope. No, thank you.
They have a modest home though. They have a nice little 2-bedroom apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
Les and Dave have a sister. Her name is Sarah, and she is hot to trot.
Yeah, she looks at Jack. I literally was like, hello,
Jack.
She looks at Cowboy and she's like, I want me some of that. She said, save a horse.
She said, my window is always open.
Yeah, for real.
And then Dad is so proud of the boys and their hard work. He's like, you know what? Get my birthday cake for tomorrow. We're eating it tonight with Jack.
What?
Jack's just part of the family now. They welcomed him with open arms. And wouldn't you?
Yes.
Okay, great. Me too.
Yep.
I just feel so bad their dad broke his fucking arm.
Yeah, he's not doing well.
He can't support his family and he feels so
Imagine
bad.
medicine back then too. His arm is in a literal cloth sling. That's probably all that's holding it up. He doesn't have a cast on or anything for whatever happened.
I think they had casts back then.
Did they?
Yeah, for sure. Yes, bitch. They at least had a stint? A splint?
Splint. Yeah.
Stint. That's what they put in your heart when you ate too much. When you ate too much, you got lipids. Your lipid levels. I'm a doctor. When your lipids are
I'm over
high.
here did they have casts? And Melissa's over here doing fucking surgery.
Put a stint in your heart when your lipids are all high. I don't think I don't know. Lipids are just
I don't even know what that is.
It's just fat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
No.
You weigh 10 pounds.
I mean, I've had a full heart attack, but I don't know anything about heart conditions except for the one that I
have to get my lipid levels checked because I'm a big fat girl.
Oh, shut up.
I have high cholesterol. Cholesterol, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's in your heart, I think.
My heart struggles
Do any
enough.
doctors listen to this? Probably not.
They're too educated to listen to our nonsense.
No, we sound smart.
Sure.
I literally put in my notes, he ain't got no union.
Yeah, Melissa turned full New Yorker while she was typing a note.
He ain't got no union, and Jack ain't got no family. This is when, so Jack leaves. He's like, thanks for dinner. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. He steals a horse and sings about moving to Santa Fe.
Yeah, he sings about his family, which he is saying moved out to Santa Fe to find land for them to all move to, and then they're going to come pick him up when they have the land.
Right. This is like when the great migration is happening.
Yeah.
Honestly, sounds like a plan. Let's just go find some Santa Fe land. Where's Santa Fe? New Mexico?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Think about that. There was nothing there. You know what? Isn't that so weird to think about? Like looking at cities
I
now.
don't think there's much going on there now, though, really.
But there's way more than there was when people were just migrating out there and just being like, you know what? This land, this is mine.
We should get Sinister Pond Babe on it.
Oh my God, we
Do
should.
you guys follow Sinister Pond Babe
I
on
hope so.
TikTok? And if you don't, what the fuck are you doing? I will literally be in my room like crying.
Yeah.
This bitch is so funny.
She is very funny.
She just like gets on Google Maps and like goes to shitty towns and makes fun of them.
It's great.
Sinister Pond Babe is everything to me.
I love her.
Anyway, we should send her to Santa Fe. No.
Yeah, let's ask her.
Jack steals a horse. He's riding it through New York City. I don't know what the fuck. I guess there was like horse and carriages, so I guess horses were more common probably then than
I
they
just
are
thought it
now.
was so weird that no one like went after him.
And then he rode on the shoulders of a stuntman and,
Yeah.
pretended it was a horse.
But like, why?
Because he was in Santa Fe. In his mind.
No. But why didn't they ride the horse the whole time?
I think it was just because it was like a small set and they couldn't get the shot. Call Kenny and ask him. Call Mr.
I don't think I want to. I think I'm okay.
Okay, great.
I'd rather not know.
Same. We cut to Mr. Pulitzer, who's an old man who owns
An old white man?
an old white man.
Shocking.
I swear to God. He owns the world. Not the paper. He doesn't own the world. He probably thinks he does.
Yeah, I was going to say, an old white man, he probably thinks he does.
I'm assuming the world doesn't exist anymore. Right? Like New York Times is like the only one.
Yeah,
And
that's
then like the
only
New
one that
York
I know
Post. But the
of.
New York Post is like the shit stain of newspapers. Right? Do I have those right? Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Okay, great. I don't read articles. So Mr. Pulitzer, he owns the world and he's talking about Hearst, who's the other big newspaper guy. And he's like, listen, we have to raise the price for the Newsies, for the newspaper boys, because we need to make more money because I'm spending more money than I'm making because I'm a big rich white man.
Yeah, and he has like an assistant dude guy who's like trying to give like choices, like options for how they can make money. And the first one he says is, of course, the one that every person in the world would think is the best choice, except for the man on top, which is start at the top with the money breaks. And Pulitzer is again a old rich white man, but why would he want to cut his own funds, which he probably has more money than he's ever going to need in his entire life? No, don't take the money from him. Take it from the little street kids.
One of the things I read on IMDb, I think it was in the goofs section, was like during this strike, Mr. Pulitzer was actually blind and he was running business from his yacht.
Oh, good.
So that's not super accurate.
Is this the man that they named like the Pulitzer like prize after?
Sure.
No, I'm genuinely
I don't know.
asking
I don't know anything. I'm just big stupid.
because like I feel like that's not like a common name.
I'm sure it is.
right?
Which one? What do you get the Pulitzer for?
It's like great works. It's like
So
like you can
probably,
win it for
yeah.
like
Like he's
it's
like a
usually
editor.
writing. I'm pretty sure,
Great.
but like you can win it for other things. But it's usually like great
I'm
works.
gonna say yes.
I'm gonna look now.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say yes.
No, I'm gonna look.
Okay, great. I'll keep telling the story. So yeah, basically that's what happens. Mr. Pulitzer's like, great, raise the price for the Newsies 10 cents per bundle and they can go fuck themselves. Even though these boys, like I said, are literally sleeping on the streets if they don't sell enough newspapers for the day. But it's fine. Raise the prices. So the next day, the Newsies go to get their bundles of papers and they have raised the price like 10 cents or whatever.
Okay, so Joseph Pulitzer was the owner of the New York World, and he is the one who created the Pulitzer Prize, which is an award for achievements in newspaper, magazine, online journalism, literature, and musical composition within the United States.
So I can just make like the Melissa Prize and give it to whoever I want.
I think you have to like
Be successful or some shit.
Yeah.
All right, great.
There's like an actual medal. I didn't know that. There was like an actual medal that they got. There's 20 categories. Each
my
winner
God.
receives a certificate and $15,000 cash, which was raised.
15,000?
Yeah.
That ain't shit.
Which was raised from 2017, which it was 10,000. They get a gold medal and the 15,000. But then you can say like
It's not a lot.
you have
Won a
like,
Pulitzer.
yeah.
I'm Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. Yeah. So basically, Jack is like, hey, we should strike. We should strike.
Yeah, he kind of says it as like a joke at first. He's like, yeah, you know how like the trolley people are burning buildings? Like, we could do that.
Yeah. And of course, all the other Newsies love Cowboy Jack Kelly. And they're like, yeah, let's do that.
They literally say, tell us what to do. He's their dad.
And then Jack looks to Dave, who's clearly smarter than him.
Yeah.
And is like, okay, what do we do?
What do I tell them? What do we need to do?
And Dave is like, tell them that we got to get all the Newsies to strike from all of the areas.
They have to start their own union. So now they are the union.
Yeah. Everyone's like, great, we're striking.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
And then they have a little
Fuck
dance
this
number,
shit.
you know.
Of course they have a dance number. It's a musical.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's so good too. I think the choreography in this is like incredible.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good. But yeah, they have to make sure that no one else in the area of New York, you know, the small state that it is, sells papers as well. So they like split up to let everyone else know.
Yeah, Jack writes on the headline board strike, just covers up the headlines.
Yeah, he writes it pretty fucking big.
And then he sends out ambassadors to all of the boroughs, I guess.
Yeah, no one wants to go to Brooklyn though. So Jack is like, I guess I'll go to Brooklyn.
Yeah, because Spot Conlon has Brooklyn and he's one tough cookie. So a man from the Sun paper, a man named Denton, he hears all the boys, the Newsy boys, rallying,
Singing and dancing.
and he pulls Jack and Dave and Les to the side and he's like, y'all striking.
What's up? What's
And
good?
they're like, yeah. And he's like, great, let me buy you breakfast. So Denton buys the boys breakfast and he basically gets all the information that he needs and he gives them his card and he's like, keep me updated. I'm going to write about it in the Sun.
Yeah, but he essentially tells them like, make sure it's a good story or I'm not writing about it. Like he's like, I'm sure you guys know we have to have good headlines in order for the papers to sell. So make sure it's worthwhile. Essentially. So then Boots, Jack, and David go to Brooklyn to tell them about the strike. I'm sorry, but Spot Conlon is the cutest little chicken nugget in this whole entire movie.
Pinch his little cheeks.
I think he's adorable. He also is such a little smart ass. Like, this is like what I hope my children are like. A leader, smart as fuck, and a little smart ass. But they go to talk to Spot, and Spot is like, so I've heard rumors that you guys are starting to strike. Boots brings him marbles. He has a slingshot that he likes to throw marbles with, which that's terrifying. That's got to be painful.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm scared of a little Spot with his little slingshot. David tells Spot that everyone has to agree or it's not happening. Like, essentially, they all have to band together. And Spot pretty much calls them out and says, like, I think you guys are chicken shit, and I don't think any of you are going to go through with it, let alone the other boroughs. So, good luck with that, essentially.
So it's the next day, and Jack Kelly and all the Newsies are just hanging out, kind of like around the world. Every time I say it, it's so simple.
Around the world, around the world.
They say that the Newsies who decide that they are going to try to buy papers, they're going to soak them, which basically means fucking beat them up.
Yeah, and Dave's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And they're all like, no, we're going to beat the shit out of them.
Do it.
We're going to do it.
Literally what they do.
Yeah.
They take the like 12 Newsies who showed up to buy papers that morning and they fucking beat them up and make them turn their papers over.
I mean,
aggressive.
But it works.
But they need everybody on their side or it's not going to work.
And then they sing Seize the Day, which is a bop.
So good.
It's a long song too. It's like half the movie.
I don't know any of the words.
You've seen this more than I have.
It's like something to something. Sing along, guys. I think it's like brother to brother.
Yeah, they're essentially saying
something.
Like they have to stick together in order for this to work.
Neighbor to neighbor. You know, I was real close.
Yeah,
neighbor to neighbor, father to son. One for all and all for one.
Okay.
And two for tea.
And then they hear the paper bell ring and they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing it. They rip up all the papers of the boys who were going to.
They soak them.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of them.
Soak them.
And then Weasel calls the cops while they're beating everyone up. So all the boys run, except for one, Crutchy. who is
Crutchy.
he's got like a bum leg and he has a crutch.
And everyone thinks he's faking it to sell more papers, but he's actually disabled.
Yeah, he's actually,
He's just like ripping up they tip over the paper wagon thing.
Yeah.
And he's like ripping up all the
He calls himself a crip.
He gets arrested because he's slow.
He calls himself a crip, and I don't know why that was so funny to me.
Aw,
Crutchy.
sweet Crutchy.
But yeah, so Crutchy gets got, not dead. He just gets taken.
They shoot him in the eye.
He gets beat the fuck up by the Delancey brothers and then taken to the refuge.
Child jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Where the creepy warden who looks constipated is.
Yeah. That man looks kind of dead. He's in other stuff, right? Where he plays like a bad guy.
Dead, constipated.
It's all the same thing.
All the same.
If you're Elvis.
Facts. Isn't it like too when you die you like shit yourself? I wonder if Elvis got it
Your
all
body
out.
like excretes.
We talk
everything.
about Elvis dying on the on the shitter. I was gonna say on the
On the pooter. Yeah, we do
we talk about Elvis dying on the pooter. I would just like to say I have never called.
No, she does all the time. Don't let her lie to you.
I have never called.
Don't let her lie. That wasn't the first time. It's her singular beer. It's really fucking with her.
I have never called the toilet the pooter in my entire life.
Yeah, we really need to talk about Elvis dying a lot.
I was going to say the shitter, and then for some reason I censored myself. Like, what on this podcast? Like, hello.
It's a little late for that, respectfully.
And then Elvis died on the pooter.
The pooter.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not. That was great.
Crutchy, he's in the boys' home. They got to break him out.
Yeah.
So Dave and Jack that night,
I guess
they got to break their boy Crutchy out.
I guess it's important to note that Jack has escaped from there previously.
Oh yeah, I guess that's pretty important.
He snuck onto Teddy
Governor-
Roosevelt.
He's Governor Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, his carriage wagon. But at least that's the story he tells everyone. We don't know how true that is, but that's supposedly how he
It seems legit.
escaped from the refuge previously.
So Dave lowers Jack down to the window with a rope tied around his waist. That just seems like a lot of work. Also,
I don't trust
was
another
Dave
teenager
gonna pull them both up out of the window? Like, bro, Dave, what are you lifting, bro? That's
those
like,
papes.
That's like
Those 70 papes.
325 pounds minimum.
I couldn't even lower the one person, let alone bring up two.
Absolutely. I'm
Couldn't
with
be
ya.
me.
I guess just brute teen angst and strength, I guess.
I
don't know.
guess so. The adrenaline rush.
Jack is talking to Crutchy, and Crutchy's like, honestly, I hurt my leg a little bit more in the fray. And, it's really not that bad in here.
Yeah, he says the Delancey bros fucked me up.
He's Crutchy crutchin'.
Oh, he be crutchin'.
He
Crutchy be crutchin'.
He Crutchy crutchin' up in the refuge.
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically like, don't worry about me because I can't really fucking walk anymore anyway. I'm not going to be able to hustle my papes. Like, just fucking leave me here.
Right.
And then constipated warden comes in anyway. So Jack just leaves Crutchy.
Crutchy distracts the warden so he doesn't see Jack in the window, which he's like dangling in front of. But so Dave and Jack they leave him there.
He wants to be there though.
I guess so.
Crutchy's fine. So the next day in Pulitzer's office, he's mad
His little pest.
because he's losing money because the Newsies
Yeah.
won't buy his papes.
Yeah, the opposite of what he wanted to happen is happening.
Yeah, and then he tells Weasel to deal with them, and Weasel's like, say fucking less.
Me beat up a bunch of teenage boys that always talk back to me.
Say fucking less. Weasel goes down, and he's trying to sell the papes to the boys who actually want to buy them.
They're getting soaked again.
Yeah, they're getting soaked again. Soak them for fucking Crutchy, bro. I'm getting a shirt made.
Soak them for Crutchy.
Soak them for Crutchy.
Only the real ones will know.
You know what I'm saying?
Soak them for Crutchy.
Soak them for Crutchy. Unfortunately, Weasel has hired grown men.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, what the fuck? grown men with like chains to beat up a bunch of teenage and like literal children boys.
Children boys?
Well, I was going to say teenage, but they're not all teenagers. Like some of them are like freaking Les is barely 10.
He's near 10, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like what the fuck? So they're getting the shit beat out of them by grown men. But guess what? Spot and the Brooklyn gang all show up and they help them escape the grown men beating children up with chains. I can't get over that. They literally had like massive chains that they were swinging at them and shit.
Yeah, but Spot and the boys came with their slingshots
As
to
they
fuck
should.
everybody up.
Yeah, man.
Denton from The Sun, he is there and he gets a photo of the melee.
Mm-hmm.
And the boys make the front page in The Sun, the only
Wow.
newspaper that's apparently circulating right now.
Yeah, because they're not trying to fucking fuck them up. And then there's a beautiful song about being famous in New York City.
Denton and the boys are all toasting to the big news. The warden, apparently his name's Snyder, just put it in my notes here.
Yeah.
45 pages down.
Mm-hmm.
Warden Snyder sees Jack in the newspaper.
But his name's not Jack.
He has another name.
Yeah, and then Crutchy sees Jack's face and all the boys, and he's like, oh my God, look at Jack right there on the front.
Yeah, like Crutchy, shut up.
Also, out of all of his friends, he would name the one that is in hiding. And he knows that he's in hiding because everyone knows that Jack has escaped from the refuge.
Crutchy not smart. Crutchy crutchin'.
Crutchy be crutching.
Crutchy be crutchin' though.
Mm-hmm.
So Snyder's like, oh, he goes by Jack? Tell me more. And Crutchy's like,
Who?
never seen that man in my life.
Yeah, you know that Kiki Palmer? She's like, I don't know who that man is.
That's
Crutchy.
That's Crutchy. I don't know who that man is. Snyder goes to the newspaper.
I called it the boys' home.
The newspaper boys' home.
Yeah.
Nobody's heard of Jack Kelly.
Not
None
a
of them have
single
ever
soul.
heard of him. Meanwhile, Jack Kelly is making faces behind Snyder's back and just being real cute and whatnot.
But he has to hide.
Yeah, so he hides from Snyder. He has to leave, though. And where does he go, Kat?
To the fire escape outside of Sarah's window.
It's so cute. And he like sleeps there all night. He doesn't like disturb her or anything. He just wants to be near her.
Mhm.
So cute.
She wakes up and she sees him in the morning outside of her window and she's like, all right, go up on the roof and I'll feed you. So she brings him some brekkie.
I love their love.
They're very cute. He talks about going to Santa Fe where his parents are. It's the first she's ever heard of it. You know, he's got a little pamphlet he pulls out that he just walks around with. Where did he get that? That's what I want to know.
The Papes.
From the Papes.
While they're talking on the rooftop, Jack is like, so I like want to go to Santa Fe. Would you care if I left? Because like, I didn't, no one's ever cared if I left before.
This
so
is
like
17-year-old flirting.
He's basically trying to ask her if she likes him.
Yeah.
In the most dumbest way.
He's a boy. He doesn't fucking know anything. Well, while they're having their conversation on the roof about Santa Fe, Snyder went to Pulitzer about Jack Kelly, a.k.a. Francis Sullivan, which is his real name.
Francis Sullivan sucks.
I would have changed it too.
Yeah, Jack Kelly's way better.
Yeah, Jack Kelly sounds like badass. And they've heard that the Newsboys strikers are going to have a rally. And so they decide that they're going to arrest Jack at the rally in front of everyone. They think it's a great idea.
So all the Newsies meet at Metta's place for the rally. She's just singing vaudeville songs. That's the rally. Hello? What?
They said some stuff and then she sang.
Yeah. Dave basically is like, we have to stop fighting each other.
We have to stop soaking everyone.
And Jack and Spot are like, we lives to soak. That's what we do. And then Dave is like, okay, I hear what you're saying. I get it. But that's what they want us to do.
Yeah.
So we can't be fighting.
Finally get everyone to agree to not beat the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, Jack and Spot spit and shake hands. They
Yeah,
love
that's
to
their
do
thing.
that. I'm never doing that. I don't even want to shake hands, honestly.
No, don't touch me. Respectfully. Yeah, and then all of a sudden Sarah is there. I don't know why she was part of the Newsboys rally all of a sudden.
Because her brothers and her boyfriend are there. Hello.
I guess.
She's involved, Kat. She's involved.
So Metta's just, performing. They all decided not to soak everyone else. And Snyder and the cops all show up. Denton is there, of course, to take photos of the rally and get information for the Sun. And he sees Snyder and he's like loudly like, oh, hey, Warden Snyder of the Refuge. It's so nice to meet you. I work for the Sun. And he's like trying to distract him, but also like yell loud enough that they know that Snyder is there for Jack. So David goes to tell Jack to run. Meta starts fighting grown men. What a queen.
Guffaha.
All the Newsies are fighting the cops and Snyder and trying to get Jack out so that they can't get him. At one point, Jack gets like fucking yeeted. He gets punched in the face and lands in a giant group of cops. Yeah, he gets taken out. Him and a bunch of the Newsies.
Yeah, a bunch of the Newsy boys get arrested. They are in front of the judge, and the judge fines them $5. Spot says he objects. And the judge asks on what grounds? And he says, on the grounds of Brooklyn. That's the best.
Yeah, so they have to either pay $5 or they get 2 weeks in confinement. And they're all like, we're on strike, first of all. We haven't been making money this week. But also, even if we were, we don't have $5. We're all like 7 years old. What the fuck? But Denton shows up and pays for all of the boys.
Yeah, he's making good journalist money, apparently.
Yeah, but he's also like helping them out, you know? Now it's time for Jack. He has his own little hearing.
Yeah, he's special.
Snyder says that he's going to be Jack's counsel. Probably not for the best, but okay.
Because he's constipated?
Yeah, that's why.
He's not thinking straight.
No, you can't think straight when you have to use the pooter. So he gives the judge Jack's real name, aka Francis Sullivan, and he says that his mom is dead and his dad is incarcerated. He has nowhere else to go. He's good for nothing. And so the judge is like, okay, great. You have to go back to the refuge until you're 21.
That's old.
And hits the gavel. But also, while all this is happening, Dave and Les are still in the room and they hear, one, his real name, and also the fact that his parents are, in fact, not in Santa Fe looking for land to come back and get him.
Yeah, but was Jack ever not a liar? You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. But they thought, we're friends. He would have told us the truth by now, and he did not.
So they're back at the restaurant,
Diner, cafe
place, all of the Newsies, and Denton comes in. He's basically like, hey, so the Sun doesn't want to publish your rally story or anything else about the Newsies strike. Also, I'm being sent away to write war stories.
I'm just like curious. So during the rally, all the newspaper like heads were playing poker. So like obviously Denton got like pushback from like the boss. You know what I mean? But if they were the only paper making money, why would they not continue it? You know what I mean? Because at that time, literally, they were the only one making money.
Because old white men back up other old white men, unfortunately.
Hate that.
Yeah. So Denton feels real bad. But he kind of like doesn't have a choice because he can't get like blacklisted from journalism forever.
Yeah, like that's
so he
his
kind of
job.
has to go with it. Yeah. So he gives the story that he wrote about the rally to Dave. Les proceeds to pick it up and wrap his leftover sandwich.
Like a hot dog.
Whatever.
Really
his
fucking big hot dog.
Yeah, he takes it and uses it basically as like a wrap.
Like a to-go wrap.
To-go wrap
Yeah.
for his sandwich. Jack is taken away in a carriage from the refuge. And Dave holds on to the bottom of the carriage because they were going to go to try to break him out of the refuge. But he's like, well, let's see where he's going.
Yeah, let's go take a look.
So Dave, holding on to the carriage, sees Jack getting out at Mr. Pulitzer's mansion.
I just wrote a fancy house. And then I realized it was, in fact, Pulitzer's mansion.
Yeah, so Dave just kind of like waits outside for Jack to come out. But Jack goes inside and talks to Mr. Pulitzer. And he's basically like, look, you're broke. You're a liar. I will give you money to end this strike. And I'll also give you even more money. And you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can go to Santa Fe, but you got to like show up, look good, sell papes for like a week. And then you can do whatever the fuck you want. But you got to end this strike.
Yeah, and Jack's like, no, that's okay. I'm actually good. I'm going to stand up for myself and my friends. And then Pulitzer's like, oh, your friends? Like David and Les, and their sister Sarah and their parents. Yeah, so whatever you do is going to reflect on them and we're going to fuck up their lives. So Jack doesn't really care about himself at this point, but he does care about his new family.
So Pulitzer basically tells Jack to sleep on it and they'll talk about it again the next day. So as Jack is leaving, Dave from across the street is like, hey, bitch, over here, run.
Yeah, he had like unhooked the horse from the carriage. So that way when the they were like chasing after them. The horse just went, but the carriage didn't.
Also, yeah, he was just like walking to the carriage. It's not like they had him like in cuffs or anything.
Yeah, true.
So Jack runs with Dave and then they go to an alley and Jack basically tells Dave like, don't fucking help me out. You have your family to think about. I'm going back to the refuge. You go back to your home, protect your sister, protect your family. Don't think about me anymore. I'm a liar and I'm a little bitch. Verbatim.
That's exactly
from
what he
the film.
says.
And Jack goes back to the refuge willingly.
Yeah, he's
to
in like
Mr. Constipoo.
he's in like solitary confinement though at this point. Crutchy brings him food that he stole from Mr. Pooter. And yeah, so he's just chilling in his little solitary confinement. He's just given up, essentially.
The next day, Jack shows up to buy papers. He is in a suit. They call him a scabber. Don't know what that means. Apparently it's bad. And he is gonna sell his papes and everyone is pissed. They're like, what about the strike, bitch?
Yeah, they're all gonna beat his ass, but there's like cops there blocking them. But they allow Dave through to talk to Jack. And Jack's like, listen, I don't have a family or a home. Like, this doesn't matter. And Dave was like, well, we don't need you actually to continue this strike. So you do you go sell your papes in your little fancy suit, and me and the boys are still going to be on strike. So enjoy it.
Later on that day, Sarah finds Les's Sammy in her like sock drawer or whatever. And she's
Yeah.
like, are you hiding food in here? The fuck? I guess they all share a bedroom too, which is rough.
Yeah.
Poor Sarah.
Yeah, that sucks.
And she realizes that it's Denton's article and she reads it and she's like, oh my God, like this is so great. We have to like get this out. It's Denton's fucking article about the rally.
Yeah, Dave wants nothing to do with it though.
Yeah, Dave is still pissed about Jack. So Jack is sleeping in the like newspaper storage room at the Globe, the World. Which one is it?
The World.
The World.
Yeah, he's like sleeping like in the basement.
Yeah, it looks real comfy.
There's spider webs everywhere. I'm a hard pass.
And Weasel tells him if he tries anything, he'll kill him or whatever.
Yeah, and then they also tell him that they're gonna go beat up Dave since he's still running the strike.
Yeah, so these guys, is it the Delancey
Yeah.
brothers? Okay, they just like, I don't know. There's a lot of boys in this film. It's hard to like know which one is which unless you're Crutchy or fucking Batman. I can't tell you apart.
But yeah, the Delancey brothers decide to go after Sarah. She's just trying to walk down the street to do laundry.
Yeah, these two grown men are going to fight a 16-year-old.
grown men.
Whatever, they're like 18. They're going to fight a 16-year-old girl and a fucking like near 10-year-old.
Yeah, they're gonna rough him up to make Dave feel some type of way.
So they basically, Sarah like goes down an alleyway. Les is doing his best to defend his sister.
Yeah, he's got
but,
like a wooden sword.
he's baby. And then Dave comes and tries to also help. I read during this part, there's one part where Sarah goes to fake punch one of them, but she like accidentally punches the wall, but it's like a fake wall. So it just kind of like wiggles a little bit like it's paper.
But you can like see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
That's funny.
I know, right? I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Watch her punch a fake wall.
I
Punch a
love that.
fake wall.
So Jack is walking by and he hears Sarah yelling, someone's beating up his girlfriend. So he goes after the Delancey bros and he fucks them up. Imagine like a girl, a little boy, and like an older boy can't take these two dudes, but one guy walks up and he just beats the fuck out of them.
One guy.
Batman.
One guy.
Batman comes up, does his vigilante shit.
He's not even, he doesn't even have superpowers. He's just buff and rich.
I know, right?
Anyway, he's not Batman yet.
But he will be. So then Jack, Sarah, Les, and David go to see Denton about his article. And they're like, did you mean what you wrote here? And he's like, I don't write shit that I don't mean. Like, okay, bestie. They say that they need to figure out a way to print it and get it out to people. And so they're like, okay, what if we like create our own paper since like no one will print this? And Denton's like, I know how to print newspaper. We just need a printer. And luckily, Jack has been sleeping right next to an old printer underneath the World. So they get it all set up.
Hell.
Watching them do all of this was too much for my little lady brain.
Yeah, they had to like put all the little letters onto like a thing. And
Yeah,
then,
they like
press it.
individually select the letters for. I couldn't know.
Hell no.
Like I could literally send my notes currently to our printer in my bedroom and print them out right now. And these people were literally taking like tiny little
And they had to like pump
stencils.
the wheel too to
Oh
make the
my-
thing go up and down. And they had to like re-ink the ink thing.
Too much. Doing too much. But yeah, so they press a bunch of papers. They get all the Newsies from all over to hand them out or just throw them in the street. They were literally throwing them. They would walk up to children who are working.
Other child laborers.
Yeah, the article was essentially about child labor, not just with the Newsies, but just in general, and how bad child labor was and how children were doing the jobs of adults for far less money. And they were going up to children and being like, can you read? Are you literate?
Can you read?
And then just handing these papers out all over. They literally all over New York. They went to Brooklyn. They went to the racetrack. They went to everywhere and passed out these papers to children and adults, but mostly children.
So Denton goes to see Governor Roosevelt and he's like, you want to read about this?
Yeah, because they know each other from a previous war story that Denton wrote. So they're BFFs.
So Roosevelt gets a hold of the child labor papers. Not looking good for him. All of the children, all of the child laborers come to the protest. There's a lot of dirty children. Dave and Jack, they go up to see Pulitzer.
It's like my favorite part because Jack hands over the story to Pulitzer and he goes, extra, read all about it.
This grown man plugs his ears and is like,
Oh,
la 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 la.
my God.
Because they open up the windows and they're like, look at all those dirty children out there.
Look at all those literate, dirty children doing your labor. And he literally, plugs his ears
He's
like a
like,
freaking
blah, blah,
child.
blah, 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 blah.
Ew.
But basically, they win.
Yeah. Well, Pulitzer essentially admits that it has nothing to do with the money at this point. Now it's just the principle of giving in to the children and people who are less that he considers less than him.
Yeah, his white man ego.
Yeah, exactly.
Snyder goes to jail.
Yeah, a wagon pulls up with all of the children that were in the refuge. They all get let go. I guess their crimes don't matter anymore. And then they put Snyder in the back and he gets arrested.
Because he was like starving some of them, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, he was
in like
taking
poor
the
conditions
money.
and whatnot.
Yeah, he's taking the money from the government for like housing them and not
using it for
feeding
them.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sucks. He goes to jail. Hope there's a pooter in there for him. Roosevelt is there. He comes in his carriage and he is going to give Jack a ride wherever he wants. Sarah's crying because Jack is like, take me to the train station. I'm going to Santa Fe.
Yeah, he's sad.
Les is crying because he's near 10. He can't help it. The boys go to buy their papers. They're like, I guess we're Newsies again.
Yeah, literally 5 seconds after the strike ends, they're like, all right, let's go.
Can you imagine you just had like the dopest week of your life and you were like almost went to jail and like did a rally and like watched frickin' the Meadowlark, the Swedish Meadowlark put on a show and then you just have to like
private showing.
you just have to like go back to selling newspapers.
Yeah, that kind of
for
sucks.
the same price that from like a week ago.
Yeah, what? That does kind of really suck.
Well, they have a union now, so maybe they can, negotiate some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But guess what, Kat?
Jack comes back.
He comes back. He was just kidding.
He's just joshing. He's just jacking. No, he's not doing that. I would take that back. I was trying to make a joke with his name in it. No.
Yeah. Yeah, jacking.
Never mind. I take it back.
Something else.
Yeah.
Jack comes back. Davy and Jack shake hands. They do the spit shake thing. Jack and Sarah make out. Thank God. Love them. I hope they're still together to this day.
They really go at it.
But he hitches a ride with old Roosevelt back
Back
over
to
to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
I mean, it's a long bridge to walk. You know what I mean?
It's so funny.
I'm glad that Spot got a ride back over the bridge.
So cute.
It's a long bridge.
Yeah.
You got to jog across it.
And that's the end.
Neighbor to neighbor. Father to son. I didn't
Get
even
it.
know the words at the
Ooh,
beginning of this.
Get it. Would you like to go first?
Sure. I gave Newsies an 8 out of 10.
Woo!
I do love this movie. It's such a good one. It's not one I watch enough, but I do love it. It's great. It's got Batman in it. And, there's probably like too many adolescent boys in it. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's cute, though. I really love Newsies. The songs are like okay. They're not like the best songs, but they're good songs. Most definitely. It's my number 49. It is Under Up
but above Raya and the Last Dragon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I also gave Newsies an 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's honestly not one that I've like watched that much. It's like if I need like background noise, it's like one of the ones that I would put on just like because it's got music in it really. But it is my number 48, so it is below Up but above Fantasia. Are you ready for your hints?
Oh my gosh, I'm ready to guess what our 3-year anniversary Tragical episode movie is going to be.
Our 3-year anniversary.
I'm ready.
It's a live action.
101 Dalmatians.
No. It is a movie that we've done the cartoon version of, or the animated
Lady and the Tramp.
version. Nope. I think personally we would both agree that it is the best live action
Aladdin.
rendition. No. Then my next thing
The Jungle Book?
No.
Fuck. It's the best live action?
I think so.
I mean, Aladdin's like my favorite one.
It was the first movie we ever did.
Cinderella?
For the pod. Yes.
Oh my
I thought it would
fucking
be
God.
a good anniversary
That
one
is
because
a
it's
good anniversary
the first episode we ever did.
I definitely think Aladdin's my favorite live action, but this one's really fucking close.
I think Cinderella's my first one with Aladdin very, very, very close
Oh my
behind.
god, no, Aladdin. Oh my god, I remember we actually
We went
like
to see it in theaters.
we got to see a screening of it because Kat got invited to like a Mac event, and I remember
shit, I
like
forgot that's why we saw
I
it
remember
early.
like pissing my pants in the theater. Like I haven't like
we saw it before it came out.
yeah, we saw it before it came out, and
I
it was
forgot
like
that.
like I had goosebumps the whole movie. Same thing with Cinderella, but like I don't know, Aladdin just like really got me. They just like did the casting so well. Oh my god, I am so excited for Cinderella. I want that dress like glued onto my body.
I'm just excited for Kip.
I love Kit. Like, oh my god.
I love him.
Same.
Mm.
Our next episode is going to be our 3-year anniversary app.
Yay!
I'm gonna post our lists also, maybe, probably if I remember. Everything is linked on our website down in the show notes. You can find our fun facts there. You can also find our link to our Patreon there. We are wrapping up Harry Potter.
Yeah, man, we got one movie left.
Yeah, there is all of the Harry Potters are up except for the last one. We have done Twister,
Trolls.
The Grinch,
Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh my god, that one was wild. Sweeney Todd.
Shrek 1 and 2.
Yeah, we have done Shrek. Those ones are great because we dress up. Don't want to miss those.
You don't want to miss that. There's a video element to those.
Yeah, we do like book reports on like Disney Legends.
We've talked about Disney ride to movie adaptation and movie to ride adaptations. There's just like really fun stuff over there. So there's little pine nuts. You get to be on our close friends and you get to watch the videos. And then there is the Wolves with Knives, you get everything. And then the Royal Braziers, you get everything. And then you also get our merch box in the summer, which like this year, I just have a feeling it's going to be like God tier.
Yeah.
Because we have some plans in the works for that. So it's going to be so good.
We're very excited.
And, you know, we're going to sing you out this week with the Green Acres theme and a 1 and a 2. Just kidding. Bye.
Bye.
These opinions are our own and are in no way associated with the film or the film's production company.
The Tragical Podcast cover art is created by Johnny the Alchemist.
The Tragical intro was produced by Ja Reezy.
Links to our social media and Patreon can be found on our website, located in the show notes.
Thanks for listening
To Tragical.
Shooby dooby dooby. Shooby doo bop.
Are you singing because we watched a musical?
Yeah, that's the title song. It's called Shooby dooby dooby doo bop.
That's so good.
Yeah, I think it's from
So
Newsies, the musical.
Respectfully.
Oh my God. Donald Trump was our president.
Unfortunately, he was. I mean, Ron DeSantis is still our governor, so.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Sometimes you just got to sit and think in your thoughts.
I don't want to think about it.
Okay, great.
Love that. Okay. Hate it here. This planet is too much as it is. I don't want to think about things like that. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
It's that singular beer.
Yeah, I'm fucking
Fucked
I'm so fucked up. I don't know.
I'm like fist bumping while she's doing that because I don't know the words.
Seize the day.
Yeah, man.
Tragical.